Now, to help us understand their legal moves ahead of the impeachment trial proper, we're joined by House Prosecutor Representative Terry Ridon. Good morning, Congressman, and thank you for joining us again.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, Congressman, now that we are seeing thousands of pages of documents and multiple days devoted just to the pretrial preparations, what does this tell us about the magnitude of the impeachment case against the Vice President?
Alam po ninyo, ang ibig sabihin lang po nito, there is nothing in this world that can stop the impeachment trial from happening on the 6th of July. So tuloy-tuloy na po ito. No? So yung pong pre-trial, hopefully matapos po today. Kung hindi po matapos today, magtutuloy po bukas hanggang sa pagtatapos po ng linggong ito. No? So hopefully, yung pong panawagan para sa pananagutan sa paggamit po ng confidential funds, unexplained wealth, at iba pang mga mabibigat na usapin ay makakapagsimula na ho tayo pagdating po ng July 6.
Right. But can the important evidence still be challenged or excluded later on, even if it's marked during the pre-trial stage?
Siyempre, pwede kong erase pa rin po ng depensa ito. Wala naman po problema rito. But ultimately, it is the Senate Impeachment Court that will make a determination on which evidence to consider, which evidence to exclude. No? Ang pagtingin naman ho namin, lahat po ng mga ebidensya na relevant material dito po sa pagpapatunay ng articles of impeachment, dapat payagan po ito. In fact, even after the pretrial proceedings, pwede pa rin pong magdagdag ng mga ebidensya at ng mga dokumento. So, wala po yan problema. Papabayaan po natin ang impeachment court itself to make that determination.
Well, now that you mentioned that surprise witnesses are allowed, it was reported yesterday. So how do we make sure, or what safeguards exist to prevent abuse of surprise witnesses during the trial itself?
Well, wala din naman pong surprise as in on the day itself po isasalang yung witness. No? So, kailangan pa rin pong meron pong pagbibigay ng impormasyon sa kabilang panig, whether prosecution or defense, kung magsasalang po na isang particular po na witness. Kailangan pa rin po ipakita yung pong dahilan bakit po siya isasalang sa witness stand. So, ibig sabihin, apprised fully yung po magkabilang panig kung sino man po yung yet to be disclosed witness na isasalang. And kung ito pong witness na ito, for example, ay hindi po nabanggit kahit kailan, and even yung pong offer sa kanya ay hindi po nabanggit during the pretrial proceedings, yung po Senate Impeachment Court will have to approve ito po nga pagsasalang ng panibagong witness po na ito.
Okay, so right after the pretrial conference is the pretrial order. Am I correct, Congressman?
Tama po yun. Yung pong Senate Impeachment Court po yung maglalabas po ng order. Pag-usapan po dyan yung sequencing ng pong presentation of evidence. At syempre lahat po ng mga nailangkap dito po sa pretrial proceedings na ongoing po ngayon.
And this is parang actually the roadmap of what's going to transpire in the actual trial. But I was wondering what happens in between after the pretrial order up until the impeachment trial sa July 6. Is this going to be just a waiting game for both the panels, or may mga dapat pang gawin?
Wala, yan na po yun. So after the pretrial order is issued, yung po July 6 na po yung pinakamahalagang petsa. Ano naman na ho I think we are less than 13 days to July 6. No? So hindi na rin naman po mahabang-mahaba yung pong pag-aantay dito po sa pagsasalang ng mga ebidensya.
Can you also share with us, Representative Ridon, yung nangyari nung first day of the pre-trial conference? Because there are a lot of reports and napabulaanan na rin naman po yan ni Representative Jervil Ruistro, yung nangyari daw doon na sagutan at may mga kinain, nilamon ng buhay dahil doon sa mga arguments, etc. In your perspective, what happened there?
Tama ko yung binabanggit ni Congresswoman Luistro, pero ang mas mahalaga po yung binanggit po ni Senate Secretary at Impeachment Court, Clerk of Court, Attorney Bantug. No? Ang sabi niya, wala talagang nangyaring kainan ng buhay. No? Ang meron sila po ay may hinain. So this is similar to what we had previously stated, na wala pong nagkainan ng buhay, meron po kumain ng lumpia ng mga miyembro po ng panel whether defense or prosecution.
Okay, so why do you think na may mga ganong klaseng reports na lumabas right after the pre-trial conference on the first day?
Well, alam po ninyo, syempre in as much as this is a legal fight, it is also a political and a propaganda fight, no? So, ibig sabihin, I don't want to impute naman po bad things no on the news organization that reported it, but I think it needs to be clear that it was a single source reporting. Tapos anonymous pa. No? And it will basically get subject to scrutiny pagka halimbawa, people in that particular room, hindi naman ilang tao lang po yung mga tao ron. Kundi I think there were around 100 people there that would basically refute what had been stated in that report. But surprisingly, this was used by Duterte supporters, no, particularly their vloggers and the influencers to really portray na talagang hindi daw handa ang prosecution panel. But I think that has already been resolved immediately and up until today na hindi po yung totoo.
But do you believe, having said that, do you believe that there is an ongoing mis- and disinformation campaign?
Meron talaga. No? So, let us not kid ourselves that there is a propaganda war being launched as well. Kasama po dito sa impeachment proceedings po na ito. Which is why, very important ho talaga na sumasabay yung pong prosecution panel doon sa paglilinaw, doon sa mga actual pong naging kaganapan sa lahat po ng aspeto ng proceedings po na ito. So, from today up until the 6th of July, I think that is something that we will most definitely undertake.
Do you believe the agenda is for the prosecution panel to look weak in public?
Well, syempre they had sought to do it. This is not the first time that they had sought to do it. They had tried to undertake an attack on the Maleta issue against public prosecutors, which we had vigorously defended against as well. No? So this is the second level of attack, and we had defended ourselves vigorously as well. So there is no end in sight in the propaganda and disinformation war of the Duterte supporters, but we will fight them fire with fire and statute by statute. No? So tuloy lang po ito. There's no end to it, and we will continue on up until the 6th of July until the impeachment trial is over.
All right, let's go to the sequence of presentation of the articles of impeachment. Nakalagay po dun sa report, uunahin niyo po yung Article 4, which is the assassination threats. Article 1 next, misuse of confidential funds. Article 3, bribery and corruption. And last is the unexplained wealth, which is under Article 2. So could you tell us how did the prosecution decide on this kind of sequence? Why do you think or why do you believe this is the most effective way to present it?
Well, yung pinakamadali po nga pagpapaliwanag dito, syempre yung threats po, is something na napakadali po unawain eh. Kasi the thing speaks for itself. No? So hindi ko kailangan natin ng expert testimony dyan, hindi natin kailangan ng mga eyewitness testimony po dyan. You just have to go back to the video. And I think it has been clear in the House proceedings as to what the video was, and it will be clear during the Senate proceedings as to what the video actually intended to do.
Okay, so the prosecution panel also, Congressman Ridon, has asked the impeachment court to compel the defense to identify, specify yung kanilang mga witnesses. Bakit po ba, in layman's term, para po mas maintindihan ng ating publiko, bakit po ba kinakailangan gawin yun ng defense? At bakit po kinakailangan kayo pa po ang magsabi nun at hindi po nila ginawa ng kusa?
Well, I think ito po yung pagko-convey ng aming observations doon po sa mga inilista ho nilang witnesses. Kasi I think it needs to be clear na yung pong witness list, napakarami ho namin common witnesses. I think at least 52 yung pong common witnesses. And ang sinasabi namin, it looks like parang ginamit lang din po nila yung pong document and witness list that had been that had resulted from the House proceedings sa Justice Committee. No? So, nakakatawa yun kasi nga, they're actually contesting the Justice Committee proceedings, hindi ba?
Right.
Tapos gagamitin po nila yung pong mga dokumento at ebidensya na iniluwal nito pong proceedings po na ito. I think that point needed to be made lang po. in that particular comment.
Right. And of course, we've also seen in the reports yung witnesses on the side of the defense na they're also saying na mirrored daw nung mga witnesses ng prosecution panel. Do you believe that is all, na kinopya lang ng defense yung inyong mga witnesses and evidence?
I think yung more accurate na salita ay ginamit yung parehong set of documents and
Right.
witnesses, no? Kasi ang paliwanag nila, paano daw kokopyahin kung sinapit ko at the same time yung pre-trial brief? Sure, why not? No? Pero again, isa lang naman ho yung paggagalingan po ng mga document at witness list po na yun. For the most part, ang paggagalingan po nun, yung pong submission ng original impeachment complaint, yung pong mga dokumento at ebidensya na inilawal ng pong House Justice Committee proceedings. Ito pong dalawang bagay na ito, yung pong challenge mismo, jurisdictionally and constitutionally, ng defense panel, no? So, katawa-tawa na yung po din yung panggagalingan ng actual na listahan ng kanila pang mga dokumento at ebidensya.
Well, having said that, do you believe that talagang the defense lacks independent witnesses who can directly, contradict yung inyo pong mga pinresentang evidence din?
Well, at this point, I don't want to say na kulang o sobra, no? Kasi that would go into the merits already.
Yeah.
Pero I think yung pong observation lang po na meron kaming similar witnesses speaks a lot, and particularly on from a proceeding that the defense itself is actually questioning. No? So whether it would help their case, ultimately it will be the Senate Impeachment Court that will decide it, and also it is their strategy. So sila po yung bahala sa bagay po na yan.
Sinabi po ni Attorney Tolosa Jr., yung inyo pong legal spokesperson ng prosecution panel, na ang defense daw po ay nag-try erase yung issue ng threshold voting sa impeachment. And do you believe that this could actually delay lang yung proseso ng pre-trial brief by doing that? Or do you also believe na dapat once and for all, masettle na yun bago pa mag-proceed sa trial, yung usapin na yun?
Well, hindi naman. Ang totoo naman po, bahala po yung Senate Impeachment Court, no? Dito po sa determination kung ano ho ba yung actual na boto. So, as far as we're concerned, and it's something that we had been consistent on, we are preparing for 16 votes to convict the Vice President. So, yun po yung pinagbabatayan ho namin. But ultimately, if the Senate decides otherwise, whether to lower the threshold, lower the number of senators that are needed to convict, it is the Senate Impeachment Court that will make that determination, not the prosecution, not the defense.
Right, but don't you think that this should be settled once and for all before mag-proceed yung trial? Or okay lang din na during the trial dun ma-resolve yung issue na yun?
Sila po yung mag-decision. Yung timing naman po is hindi ko contradictory yan doon sa takbo po ng pag-release mismo. It is something that the Senate Impeachment Court can decide on at the start of the trial proceedings. It is something that the Senate Impeachment Court that can decide on at the end of trial proceedings if they're actually in fact ready to vote. No? So, yan po ay bagay na we will leave it to the court themselves.
Well, I've asked you many times already about the presiding officer sa impeachment, and you said mas focus kayo doon sa ebidensya ninyo at sa conviction nung kaso na yon, ano. Pero kahapon po nagkaroon ng pahayag si Senator Robin Hood Padilla na they will oppose, the Senate minority will oppose if si Senator Chis Escudero ang maaari mag-preside ng impeachment trial. Your thoughts on that?
Again, kami naman po ay handa, no, kung sino man po yung magiging presiding officer, whether it was former Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano, now Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian, and kung may mapipisil man pong iba ang Senate Impeachment Court, katulad po ni Senator Chis Escudero, wala ho tayong problema dyan. No? It is for them to make. So, if another Senator Judge, like Senator Judge Padilla, has concerns, no, as to Senator Chis, it is something that they will have to resolve as a body. Kami naman po, we are neutral on that particular question.
So what happens now, can you also educate us, the public, doon sa mangyayari sa mismong trial? Because the prosecution has asked for 62 trial dates, to present your evidence, while the defense counsel naman is seeking for 30 trial dates. Paano po yun? Paano po magkakasundo doon sa haba ng itatakbo ng kaso na ito, Congressman?
Well, yung pinagbatayan po ng 67 trial dates, yung pong mga bilang din po ng witnesses po namin with the assumption, syempre, na one witness, one trial date, no? Pero ultimately, yung pong Senate Impeachment Court pa rin po yung magpapasya. Kung iiksian, or kung halimbawa pagkakasyahin ang isa o dalawa o tatlo o apat na witnesses sa isa pong trial dates, no? So, I think present lang ho namin yung talagang entire breadth nung kung pwede po itakbo ng trial. So if it is the pleasure of the Senate Impeachment Court to finish with the proceedings in less than 67 days or within 2 months or 3 months, sila po yung bahala. We will submit ourselves to them.
Right. So I remember bago po matapos ang House Justice Committee doon sa pag-present ng Articles of Impeachment before, ay may naiwan po kasing green box na dapat pong bubuksan o hindi. But this time around, are we sure or to clarify also na this will be opened during the trial? And how important is this box for your case?
Well, nalaka po yan sa pre-trial proceedings po namin, no? So, yan po ay isang bagay na we will have to decide during trial proper if it's something that we would still want to present, no? So, tignan ho natin in the course of trial kung we will seek the opening of the BIR box. Kasi ang totoo naman po, even without opening the BIR box itself, marami po talaga iba pang mga ebidensya that is there already that can actually convict the Vice President. No? So, yan po ay...
Right.
Kasi if we would seek to open the BIR box, may mga proseso po. So, the Senate Impeachment Court will still have to vote on it. So, it's something that we will have to decide going into trial po. If it's something that we would want to do.
Okay, so you will have to decide. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa po siya kasama doon sa pre-trial na mga marking of evidence, Congressman?
Kasama. Kasama po.
Sasama pero i-decide nyo pa lang.
In the same manner that reservations had been made on specific witnesses, so we will decide as we get into trial, yung pong whether we will seek the opening of the BIR box.
Okay. So for ordinary viewers, what should they pay close attention to once the trial proper begins?
Well, kailangan po talagang alalahanin ng ating po mga kababayan na dapat kasali ko sila dito. Hindi sila dapat passive observer lang po dito dahil usapin po ito ng pananagutan. No? So, hindi ko dapat iasa lang sa mga matataas na politiko, sa mga kongresista at senador at mga abogado. Ito pong bagay na ito. Meron pong actual na personal na stake ang bawat isang Pilipino sa result nito pong paglilitis po na ito.
Well, lastly, Kong, ano po ba ang gustong mangyari ng prosecution pagdating po sa presensya ng Vice President Sara Duterte? Very notorious po siya doon sa hindi pumupunta, no? Hindi po nag-a-attend ng mga hearings. And dito po sa impeachment trial, wala naman din daw po nakalagay sa konstitusyon na po pwede siyang umattend. Pero may option po siya na umattend. In your case, ano po ang inyong gustong mangyari, ang panawagan sa Vice Presidente once the trial starts?
Sa amin naman ho, siya ho yung mapagpasya. Diyan po sa bagay na kung makakatulong po sa kanyang depensa na magpakita po siya, wala pong problema. Kung pagtingin ho nila, hindi ho nila kailangan magpakita, sila po yung magpapasya diyan po sa bagay na yun. But syempre, I have to note na marami din ho sa mga kasama natin sa Kongreso talagang panawagan sa kanya, magpakita ho sa proceedings. Kasi for the entirety of the time na meron po tayong pinag-usapan na impeachment, talagang hindi naman po siya nagpakita.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras muli, Congressman Terry Ridon. Good morning.
Good umaga, maraming salamat.